Hello, this is AmigoGP, and today we are reviewing the new cards from the new expansion, Knights of the Frozen Throne. Get hyped, get ready, because we are reviewing the first batch of cards that we have seen over this week. So let's not waste any time, and let's get started! For Druid, we have Hydroknock, the new legendary minion that costs 9 mana and is a free 7 beast minion with a death rattle. Summon your taunt minions that died this game. So Blizzard is trying to push Ramp Druid very hard, and I see this card. I can definitely see this in Jungle Giant Quest Druid, because you want to fill your board with a lot of big taunt minions like the Mastodon or the Primordial Drake or even other minions, and then at turn 9 you summon this guy and you have to kill it to summon your taunts, and that's why I think this card is a little bit slow. But if you have Spirit Singer Umbra plus an Innervate, you can have the effect immediately. I wonder if this card is good with a Druid of the Claw or other minions that give taunt from the battle cry, but I highly doubt it. But it's still a very good card. It's very slow, but in long games or control games this is a very valuable card. So if this card is definitely very good, well, a lot of decks will definitely have to use a lot of silences in their deck. For Hunter, we have the new Death Knight class card that is called Death Rattle Rexar. 6 mana, battle cry, deal 2 damage to all enemy minions, and it gives you 5 armor. And it replaces your hero power with Build a Beast. So this new hero power lets you craft a custom zombies. First, you need to discover a beast. After that, you discover a different beast, you combine them together with their abilities and mana cost, and voila, you have a new beast that you can summon next turn. So with that said, I think that Deathstalker Rexar is not a 6 mana card, it's actually an 8 mana card. Why? Because why would you play it on turn 6 when you have to play it on turn 8 so you can build a beast, so next turn you can use that beast. And Blizzard stated that you cannot use beast from 6 mana beyond, only 5 mana is the limit. But we have a lot of cool beasts that have charge or cannot be targeted by spells or hero power or poisonous or death rattle. There is a lot to choose, and I hope that this card makes Control Hunter viable. I really like the concept, and I will try Control Hunter with Deathstalker Rexar. For Hunter, we have Professor Putricide, 4 mana, 5/4. After you play a secret, put a random secret into the battlefield. So this is another control legendary card for Hunter that is very good with Cloaked Huntress, and it gives you a lot of value. But the problem is, if you play, let's say, Explosive Trap or Freezing Trap, you won't get the same secret. You get a different secret from the Hunter class. So if you get, just say, if you play Freezing Trap and you get Explosive Trap, you cannot play your other Explosive Trap, so you can get another secret from Professor Putricide. Plus, a hero only can have 5 secrets at max. So this is a very good card, but high risk, high reward. The best case scenario is if you play Cloaked Huntress on turn 3, then if she lives, play Professor Putricide, play your secrets, and you're ready to go. But the problem with that is your hand will be low, so you cannot draw cards, so you can play other stuff next turn. So it's very hard to predict this card if it's good or not. It's very good, but it's kind of newish, and it will definitely have to make a new Hunter deck for this card. The next card for Hunter is Bear Shark, 3 mana for free, can be targeted by spells or hero power. This card is very good with Houndmaster. It's also a very good card on its own because it cannot be killed by Frostbolt or any other kind of spells, but it cannot be buffed by Razor Maw, so that's good. it has very good stats, and all in all, it's a very good beast to have in your Beast Hunter deck. For Mage, we have the new legendary Sindragosa, 8 mana 8/8 Battlecry summon 2/0/1 Frozen Champions, and these guys have a death rattle. Add a random legendary minion to your hand. So the art is very good, but it is slow, but in control matchups the value is always good. But versus priest, the priest can steal your frozen champions and maybe can kill it so they can get the random legendary. And the RNG factor in, you don't know what kind of legendaries you will get, so you can get, I don't know, Antonitis or Lorewalker Cho or even Millhouse Mana Storm. The stats very good, it's very slow, but it's a very good card versus control matchups. Versus aggro, it's not very good, but I like this concept. I like this new mechanic of summoning death rattle minions that give you value over time. And all in all, I like this new card. The next card is Ghoulish Conjurer, a 4 mana 2/6 Battlecry, add a mirror image to your hand. So this is a very good card. It gives you a spell that is not in your deck, so it's very good for your quest mage. It's very good versus aggro because those mirror images have also taunt, so it can stop the aggression a little bit, and it's very good with Archmage Antonitis. But this card costs 4 mana, so also the water elemental is also 4 mana minion, so it has some competition, but it depends on the deck you want to play. You want to play a spell mage deck or you want to play an elemental mage deck. It all depends on the deck you want to create. All in all, this is a very good card for the mage. The next card is Cold Wraith. 3 mana 3/4 Battlecry, if an enemy minion is frozen, draw a card. So this is a very good card for mage. It has very good stats, but you need to have an enemy that is frozen. So we have frost bolts, we have water elementals, we have ice shards, we have frost novas, and we have Con of Cold. This expansion may bring more frozen type mechanics, and this is a very good card to have in your Freeze Mage or your Frost Mage decks. All in all, this card is very good and will definitely find a home in a very good deck. For Paladins, we have Chillblade Champion, 4 mana 3/2, charge and lifesteal. Lifesteal is a new mechanic that whenever a minion deals damage, heal your hero for that amount. So this card is kind of good, but it can be better with buffs, like maybe Divine Shield so it can live more, or Spike Reach Steed so you can get more heals, or other type of buffs that can raise its attack so you can get more heals. But this card costs 4 mana, so as we know, Paladins have a lot of very good 4-drop cards, so it will have a lot of debate if you want to use this card or not. But all in all, it's a very good card to have if you face aggro like Freeze Mage, Token Druid, Token Shaman, or Pirate Warrior. For Priest, we have Spirit Lash, 2 mana, lifesteal, deal 1 damage to all minions. So this is a card that is intended to use against aggro, and with a lot of spell damage you can get more heals out of it. So with Blood Mage Thanos you can get a lot of heals, like maybe 7, 8 or 9, but versus control it's kind of a dead card. But it's very good if you get it from Lyra the Sun Shard, or if you're facing tempo-ish decks or decks that can want to kill you very fast. All in all, it's a very good board clear for Priest that they have wanted for a long time. For Rogue, we have Plague Scientist, 3 mana, 2/3, combo, give a friendly minion poisonous. So this is a very good card, so you can eliminate big taunts, big minions or big threats on the board, but it costs 3 mana, and as we know, Rogue has a lot of good free drops and free mana spells, but maybe a new archetype for Rogue will build up, maybe a poisonous deck maybe, but all in all it's still a very good card for removal, and the stats are decent in this card. The next card is Leeching Poison. 2 mana, give your weapon lifesteal. So this is a very interesting card and weird for Rogue, because Rogue, let's just face it, Rogue doesn't have good weapons like Warrior. But I was wondering, if you use Leeching Poison and then Blade Fury, does it heal for more? If that, then it's a very good combo. But Rogue is not a weapon class. It's kind of a class that gets a weapon and then buffs that weapon up for more damage. But in this meta with a lot of taunts, it's very hard for weapon Rogue to be a thing. But maybe I am wrong, and this is a very good poison for Rogue. It's a cheap spell for Miracle Rogue. We shall see in time, but until then this is a very good healing card for Rogue. For Shamans, we have a new weapon, Icebreaker. 3 mana, 1/3, destroy any frozen minions damaged by this. So this is the first weapon that can kill any minion on sight. But it has a very weird condition for Shaman. If the minion is frozen, and we only have Frost Shock for the class, and maybe Glacial Shard, and that's about it for the Shamans. Maybe I am wrong and this expansion has more minions that can give frozen to the enemy minions. In fact, this is a very good weapon, but the Shaman has little bit of sustainability. I know the Shaman has a lot of heals, but would you really want to, I don't know, go face and kill a big minion so that you can heal up again? Because you are wasting a lot of cards on healing yourself instead of your minions. Because I see a lot of Shamans that are using the healing mechanic on their own minions instead of themselves. But maybe I am wrong, but this is a very good concept and a very good mechanic. But for Shaman, I don't know, maybe I am wrong. Until then, this weapon is so-so. The next card is Voodoo Hexler. 5 mana, 2/7, taunt, freeze any character damaged by this minion. So this is the first card for Shaman that can freeze any minions or characters. And with the Icebreaker, it's a very good combo. But is it enough? Is it enough for the Shaman? Because you can Stampeding Kodo, Shadow Warp Pain it down, but it's still taunt and it's still very good. With Stonehill Defender, you would want to choose this over, I don't know, healing, because it can stop aggro for one more turn, and the freeze, it's very good. And to top it all off, it has 7 health, so it's very hard to deal with it and trade accordingly to kill it off. So with that said, this is a very good card for Shaman, and I hope this card will succeed. For Warlock, we have the new legendary Blood Queen Lanathel. 5 mana, 1/6, lifesteal, has 1 attack for each card you've discarded this game. So Blizzard really wants to push discard Warlock to the max with this card. But the problem is, if you discard this card, you will cry in a corner. But with Cruel Dinomancer, you have a chance to resummon it with the attack, because the attack will not go to waste, because it says this game. So if she has 5 attacks, and you resummon it with Dinomancer, she will still have 5 attack. But you will have to discard a lot of cards. But the problem is, what is the best attack for this card to have with a lot of discard mechanics? I mean, if you discard 2 cards and it's a free 6, the priest can just Shadow Warp Pain it. You need to have it at 4 health. Or, I don't know, this is a very interesting card to discuss, but I have mixed feelings about this. Until I can see the rest of the Warlock cards, this is a passable maybe. You can get some heal, but you need to wait 1 more turn, and maybe the aggro player can kill you, or the control player just kills it off with a spell. I don't know, this is still a question mark for me. For Warrior, we have Mountain Fire Armor. 3 mana for free, Death Rattle. If it's your opponent's turn, gain 6 armor. So this is a card with a new mechanic that is definitely interesting and very fun, because your opponent has two choices. One, ignore this or kill it, but if he kills it, you gain 6 armor. And the stats are very good, the art style is awesome, and it also makes your opponent think, and also it makes you think. Do you want to trade in for a minion, or do you want to go face and then let your opponent kill it so you can gain more value out of it? And if you just taunt it up with some Defender of Argers, then you are guaranteed to get the 6 armor. This is just a very interesting card, and I hope it finds a good deck to use its full potential. The next card is a weapon, Blood Razor, 4 mana, 2/2, Battle Cry and Death Rattle, deal 1 damage to all minions. So this is the first card that has Battle Cry and Death Rattle, and it's Death's Bite 2.0, but it's better than Death's Bite because you get 2 Whirlwind effects. So this is a very good card because if Ravaging Ghoul rotates out, this is very good. But even if Ravaging Ghoul doesn't rotate out, it's still good for Sleep with the Fishes, and it's good with King Mosh. Yes, do you remember that card? Yes, with this you can finally use King Mosh, and you can kill small minions, and maybe with this Control Warrior may return. I don't know, we will find out, and this is just a very good weapon. The next card is Bring It On, 2 mana, gain 10 armor, reduce the cost of minions in your opponent's hand by 2. So this is a very interesting card and very hard to evaluate. The bright side is it's a very high risk, high reward card. I don't know, the reward is not very good. 10 armor, I'm kind of skeptical, but you can bait out with this. Your opponent plays a lot of minions and then you can brawl. It's very hard, or you can just play this and then you'll die because you just gave your opponent -2 mana for his minions. So let's just say he plays a combo deck and you just gave him the opportunity to play the combo faster. I don't know, maybe I am wrong and this card may find a place in a deck. Until then, I say this card is just average. The next card is Prince Calluses, 2 mana, 2/2, Battle Cry. If your deck has no 2 drops, give all your minions in your deck +1/+1. So this is a high risk, high reward card that rewards you if your deck has no 2 cost cards. And I don't know, this is a very interesting deck, but I don't know what kind of classes don't need 2 drops. Maybe Rogue? Hunter can use it for his quest. He can play only 1 drops and some 3 drops and 4 drops and even 5 drops. And then if you manage to complete your quest fast, you can summon Queen Carnassa and then play Prince Calluses, so your minions have more attack and health. Or you can play with Rogue, Quest Rogue maybe? No, Quest Rogue, scratch that. Quest Rogue is not a very good deck for this card. It's interesting and I will try it out if I can get it from a pack. Until then, this card is 50-50 for me. The next card is Prince Taldaram, 3 mana, 3/3, Battle Cry. If your deck has no free cost cards, transform into a free copy of a minion. So this is just like Prince Calluses, but this is a faceless manipulator for 2 mana less. So the only classes that I can find for this card is Priest and Druid, because Shaman, Rogue and the other classes have very good free cost cards. But it can be very rewarding for your combo decks, like Priest, as I have mentioned, or Druid with Malygos. You can copy a Taunt versus aggro, but you are sacrificing a lot of good free drops for it. It's an average card by sight, but maybe I am wrong. Maybe there will come a time, or maybe there will come some cards from this expansion or other expansions that can make this card more valuable. Until then, this is an average card for me. The next card is Nubian Unraveler, 6 mana 5/5, spells cost 2 more, so this is just like Lofev, but the bad part is your spells cost 2 more also, and Lofev gave that for 5 only for your opponent. And I don't know if this is good, maybe this is towards the mage shenanigans on the ladder for freeze mage, so it cannot use all those wacky random spells from Primordial Glyph or other random generating cards that can give spells. I don't know, but this is a very good tool against the spell classes, but it's so high cost. It's 6 mana, why not the 5 mana for 5/5? It could be reasonable for 5 mana, but for 6 it's very hard to evaluate. We still have to see all the cards and see if this expansion gives more spells to the other classes. Until then, this is still a good mechanic if the spell cards are going rampant on the ladder. The next card is Shallow Gravedigger, 3 mana, 3/1, Death Rattle, add a random Death Rattle minion to your hand. So the stats are not very good, but the Death Rattle seems promising. And the only class that I can find that can utilize this very good is Priest, with its quest from Ungoro, Awaken the Makers. This card gives you 2 Death Rattle minions, so you can put other cards in your deck for more consistency. And you can get a random Death Rattle minion from this card, so maybe you can get a Priest card like Shifting Shade, so you can steal other cards from your opponent. And you can Power Word Shield it, so it can have more health. It's still a good card, it is a little bit slow, but in Priest I think this card is good. Maybe even in N'Zoth Paladin maybe, so you can get your Tyrion. That's a maybe, because it's a random Death Rattle minion. It's not a discover a Death Rattle minion. That's the bad part about this card. But all in all, it's a good card. The last card for today is Sticking Abomination, 4 mana 5/6, Death Rattle, deal 5 damage to your minions. So the only deck that can use this is an egg deck that can kill the eggs fast so you can get the value out of them, like Nerubian Egg, Arcane Egg, Dragon Egg, or Devil Source Egg. Or maybe this expansion has an egg maybe also, or a frozen minion that needs 5 damage so you can pop it up. It's a very bad card in general, because this card does not have taunt at least, so you can use it as a taunt minion for aggro. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I need to see the whole set for this card so I can judge this card properly. Until then, I say this is a bad card. And with that said, these are all the cards that were revealed this week. Stay tuned for more card reviews and discussions. Until then, please leave a comment on what cards do you think are good or bad. Until then, don't forget to have fun.